Hello, fifth graders. Ms. Ellett here. Today you will be working on, or our focus will be right about the text. The text that you will be writing about is this week's shared read, Fantasy Becomes Fact. Before we begin, we are going to take a look at an example, and a student example. His name is Evan. Evan was given the question, what was the author's purpose in writing? When you think about author's purpose, you want to think, what was the message that this author was trying to get across to us as readers through his writing? So what Evan did, and what I will ask you to do as well, is go back and reread the text, Fantasy Becomes Fact, and take notes as you read. So we are going to take a look at Evan's notes. So Evan goes back to the beginning of the text. I recall this from in section 1 or 2, where it states that Clark is a science fiction writer who grew up loving science. And because of that love of science, he was inspired to build a telescope when he was only 13. So his love of science and his creativity also inspired him to build that telescope. Evan goes on to talk about Clark serving in World War II and how he had ideas for satellites even years before they were invented. Again, Clark is using his creativity, and he's inspired, and he's thinking of these wonderful ideas for satellites years before they were even invented. Evan also makes note about how Clark's fantasies became reality. Clark, again, using his creativity, and it inspired him to go on and think of all these great technologies. All right, let's go take a look at the text again. Okay, here's the text again. Now I want us to take a look at what needs to be included in your writing, what we're looking for. So we're looking for precise language. Here is an example of how Evan used precise language. He used the word inspire to show the level of the author's enthusiasm. Evan also used sequence, and you can see that by the use of signal or transition words that show the order of events. Evan also used text evidence to support his reasons or points. In this case, he included facts about Clark. He included the time that he served in the World War II, and he gave him ideas for satellites. Okay, so let's take a look at your activity. It's the Your Turn activity on page 73. And the question you're given is, how did the author help us to understand Clark's idea for a wireless system? Well, I've already gone back and done some rereading and note-taking. And what I discovered was in the particular section titled Predicting the Future, it talks about how Clark, when he was in, of course, the Second World War, it was there that he became an expert in the radar systems used to guide planes and to detect enemies. And I am thinking that that inspired Clark's idea for a wireless system, since radar systems are wireless. But you can go back and reread the story, take your notes, and then answer the question on your own. So good luck, and you have a great day.